feel about the matchup with Oklahoma?
No, I mean, first of all, I guess the obvious answer is I'm excited because that means we're playing and not going home. But we didn't play very well against them at our place, and that's because of them. It's a hard matchup. Their transition offense is really good. We're a team that's very personnel-driven, scouting-wise, which is hard against them because they play a lot of kids. They play with a lot of pace, and I think that when you look at it, they won the league. They won basically every award in the league. So I think they're no question in my mind. They're a team that should be hosted in the NCAA tournament, and that's what this tournament's about. You go from one ranked team to another one. So it'll be a tremendous challenge. But our kids are excited about the chance.
How do you prep for the pace or try to simulate it, or do you even try? Because
no, at this point you really don't.
No.
I mean, practice today is you shoot, you stretch, you do something live for like 12 minutes just to get their heart rate up. But I mean, you really can't do it. I mean, you hope that you've done it preparing for other teams, but now's not the time to do it. I think we show a lot more video this time of year, and again, our kids, have played. We've played against Oklahoma a lot, and I mean, this goes back to when Jenny was at Drake. So it's kind of like we've seen that style, and so we know what's coming. It's just sometimes knowing it doesn't mean you have the answer for it.
Do you we talked to Emily a little bit about this, but does it excite you to have a chance at them a second time when, with how the unbalanced schedule is, you didn't get that second time during the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a competitive person, obviously, if someone beat you the first time, you want to do better. You want another shot at it. I think the other thing for us is what we talked about with our team. The uniqueness of this conference tournament format is there's a day off, so it's kind of like if you get in the NCAA tournament, you play a good team, you have one day, then you play probably a better team, and that's exactly what we're going through. So in a probably good way, I mean, if we do make the NCAA tournament, and if you're fortunate enough to win one, we can say, hey, we just did this.
Sure.
And so hopefully that's a good thing too.
What did you learn from maybe that first game that maybe something you can take away going into this game?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I would say that you have to understand exactly how they're going to play, and you have to embrace it and understand the pace. Our post players are going to have to guard in space. And the other thing, it sounds silly, is one thing we tell our team is you got to keep scoring. And everyone's like, well, don't you always? Well, like yesterday, for about 5 minutes, we both set offensive basketball back a lot. But if you do that against Oklahoma, the game's over. You're not, I mean, they're going to score 75 to 90 unless you literally just hold the ball. I mean, so that's the biggest thing is you can't let them get the 8, 10, 12-0 runs on it. And that's what they did to us right before halftime. It was a decent game, and it's 12-0, and man, it's over. And they're just too skilled. They're too well coached. They have too many weapons to just say go, just take some possessions off, and that's a hard thing to do because there's so many possessions. Everyone's like, this one might not matter. Probably does because it leads into a second and a third one.
Was there a point early in Emily's career that you thought breaking the all-time assist record would be an achievable feat for her?
First day of practice.
Are you being serious?
Dead serious.
What she
just sees the game. Like I've always said, the best players I've ever been around are players that, and I think there's a lot of great women's players. I don't think there's a lot of great women's players that see 2-3 plays ahead. Emily Ryan does, and she wants to pass. She doesn't want. I mean, she'll shoot if she has to, but you just could tell the way she views the game. And I would say probably even before first day of practice when we recruited her. I mean, it was like unselfish to a fault. So that's just her. I mean, she, like I said, if you Googled point guard, leader, whatever, that's her picture. That's who she is. And I think, And I think, obviously, you break an assist record because you're good, you're skilled, you're smart, you pass, and the other guy's got to make a shot. So she's played with Ashley Jones, now she's playing with Audie. Now she's playing. I mean, she's smart enough to know that, you don't break an assist record throwing the ball to people who miss. It usually doesn't work that way.